Good evening. The time is 11:04 p.m. and the date today is the 21st of September 2020 and the day is Monday. In Hebrew Econology T993, if the soul is born to a male, Kojo. If the soul is born to a female, Adwoa. Bajo, the calm and peaceful seed, the calm and peaceful child, the child of peace. We're going to talk about business, but it's a business, you could say a business idea that is in response to a cry for help, that is in response to a cry for innovation from art. It's a cry for or from a set group of people, and it goes against their human rights. So this business will actually help to restore an ignored sect of people within our society and restore their human rights and give them the tools required in order to be able to compete with the rest of us equally and fairly. This organization is also in position to break taboos. Old taboos that no longer go along with our current modern society. Old taboos that have prevented many from achieving their destinies. This is a very important organization. It will also be a profitable organization which profits will duly go to good use. The name of this organization will be called Gifted to the Right. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Why? You see me, I'm dyslexic. Unless I point to the direction, I'll mix it up. What I meant to say was gifted to the left. Gifted to the left. You see in Africa, and you see in Ghana, especially here, it's a taboo. Listen carefully. It's a taboo for a child to be born who is wired to the left, so therefore does everything with the left side. For example, eat with the hand on the left, do everything including receive from an adult with the hand on the left. It's a taboo, and this taboo basically says that whoever wired this kid, the creator, had a glitch, because it is assumed that we all have to be right-handed to be right, and if you're left-handed, it's wrong. And because you were born with a left-handed wiring, it is to assume that whoever these people believe the creator is, that the creator has a glitch. So then they try to do what the creator couldn't do right and correct it. But how do they do it? Child abuse. And this is the truth. Children are beaten up, ignored in schools, punished in schools, and then further punished at home, ignored in societies, ignored in at home, punished at home. I'm telling you, being a left-handed child growing up in some communities, or in majority of communities in general in Ghana, it is very hard. The society is against you, culture is against you, the nation's against you. No one caters for you, and that's what the cry for this business is. Watch this. I got a friend, she's a tailor. She's the best tailor I know. She doesn't even know that there is left-handed scissors that there are scissors specifically made for left-handed people. Are you listening to this? She's a tailor. She doesn't know that there are scissors specifically made for left-handed people, but she's not on her own. I found out. Not a lot of people do because it's not promoted. They kill it. They actually kill it. But get this. She tells me a story, this tailor, of when she went to learn how to become a seamstress or a tailor. She paid her tuition fees, and she tells me a story. Listen carefully to this. This is how determined this girl was to get a future for herself. Yeah, she said all her life she's been abused, yeah, and ignored and neglected and sometimes even insulted by family members, not because of anything, because she's left-handed. And then in school it was the same. She won't be beaten up because she's got the work wrong. She'll be beaten up because she put her left hand up. So she had to go through extracurricular thinking just on a day-to-day basis, that she had to take her mind off her schoolwork just so not to offend with the left hand and get beaten, on top of not scoring right. Do you see what I mean? In the end, she didn't really do well at school, so she found herself that she didn't have any qualifications, but she wanted some. So she decided that she needed to get a hands-on qualification, but she didn't have money. So this girl went to do galamsey. This girl went to do galamsey, dig the pits for gold to make a little bit of money so she can come and pay her tuition fee to study, to become someone. Through the ups and downs of it, she managed to collect enough money to come back, take care of her ill mother, and pay the tuition fee. You see, for the first 6 months of her, she's paid this woman to teach her. For the first 6 months, the woman refused to teach her unless she could learn how to cut with the right hand and ignore her left hand. Out of respect, for 6 months, for every day she tried. It was impossible. And every day the woman refused for 6 months, but the girl had paid. She worked hard to pay. Eventually one day, she packed her things, she got angry, and she told the woman, if you're not going to teach me how to cut, and if you're not going to allow me to cut with my left hand, then I'm leaving. She went home and told her sister. And it was only then the woman accepted that, okay, come and do what you want. But even then the woman left her to it, because the woman found her offensive. Just being around her found her offensive. But the girl struggled through and completed. She's one of the best tailors I know, but I realized there was something wrong with her work and I never quite put my hands on it until we went to a master tailor, a friend of mine. And the first thing he realized was how bent she was trying to cut. And he said, you're left-handed? And she said, yeah. And then he went, oh, don't worry, let me cut it. Do you see what I mean? Then I went, oh yeah, but there's left-handed scissors. Do you see what I mean? Then we all went, oh yeah, but there's left-handed scissors. And I could imagine if I got this girl left-handed scissors, what she could do. So get this. I realized in Ghana here, we have loads and loads and loads of people who are left-handed. It's actually a very common thing within African societies. But because we kill it, but it's against someone's human rights to suppress who they are. So this organization, this shop, our aim is to contact every tool maker, which gives artisans the opportunity to be the best at what they are and to do the best of what they do. So for example, if she's a tailor and she's left-handed, any organization out there that caters for equipment specifically for left-handed tailors so they can bring out the best out of their work when they're comfortable in themselves. I've got a space. There's a market. There is a market. There's a market. I'm also willing to put together a collection of tailors who are willing to teach left-handed people with support, because this has been persecution. So this goes under the acts of this country, Ghana, for example, that these people need to get funding to help protect them and to protect their human rights. We will seek funding, not only from our sponsors of wide left people, but also from governments to help, because if someone is being persecuted, then that person needs protection. The witches of Ghana have the witches camp. Or the left-handed people of Ghana, what do they have? The left-handed people of Africa, what do they have? And how are we going to help them immediately come together? We just provide a space, a place you can come and get all your left-handed equipment. I've got a space to have a little class for art. If left-handed organization want to donate their work. So what you have to remember is a new market. These people don't even know you exist. Yes, left-handed people in Ghana do not really know that there's even a machine, a tailoring machine that's wired to the left for left-handed people. They don't know. So left-handed tailors, who could be the best tailors there is, they're not. Why not? Because get this, they don't have the right equipment. You see what I mean? They don't have the right equipment. Yeah, they don't have the right equipment. Something as simple as a left-handed scissors. Sorry, my throat is dry. Water. I'm in the bathroom, so I can't really drink water from the tap, and I don't really want to leave the recording and go into the I wash my mouth. My throat is dry, that's all. Yeah. A wet tongue normally helps dry throat. Yeah, so get this. This is a new market. It's a new market that's open under law. Because get this, these are persecuted people in our educational systems, in our cultural systems, in our societal systems, and in our nation as a whole. Because get this, if someone creates something and that person says this thing is wired this way and that way and that way, and that's how this thing moves, if you rewire it, you won't get the same effect the person put it. But there's a reason why the person put it that way. Majority of us are right-handed, yes. But the very few of us who are left-handed, it doesn't take away the fact that they have contributions to make. And we have two sides. There's two sides of us. There's two sides to the human. There's the left side and the right side. Innovation comes from both sides. And the best depiction I can give you is the spider. The spider has 9 brains. Or let's say its brain has been quartered into 9 different sections. Each leg has a brain of its own. But together, they contribute to build. Do you understand what I'm saying? Safety, everything for the spider. But both sides of the brain, left and right, work in unison. It's the same in humanity. That's why we have ambidextrous people, people who are both. It covers all spectrums. Some people are really good at thinking on the left. Some people are really good at thinking on the right. Some people are really good at being in the middle. Some people are good at switching to both. They're able to use both and switch both. But get this. What does this mean? This means humanity is open because get this. It is not a group effort. Listen carefully. It is not a group effort that gets us going forward. No, it is the group support because it is individual innovative people, individual artistic people, individual inventors who invent that which our support pushes forward, that takes us all forward. You see what I mean? So get this, without the support, who stands to lose? Those who would have moved forward, or those, let's say, 1 billion, trillion, the whole population of the world could have moved forward. But instead, the whole population of the world got held back because they refuse to see one innovator move forward. Because get this, if you are innovative enough to come up with something that the whole world supports, then get this, the whole world has you and they will move you forward. But if they refuse to support it, then what happens? Do you see what I mean? So the idea of this organization is very simple, gifted to the left. I need all organizations. So to start off with, especially the tailoring world, anyone that does equipment, machines, is a new market. It's a new market. I'm offering space. What do you call it? I've got access to very large shops. I'll send you details of that. I'm offering space to open a new market on your behalf, not just in Ghana, but being the first specialist to be able to, help innovative left-handed people in every trade there is. So we're not just looking for tailors, it's every trade. Because this will open the field for left-handed people to really show creativity. Because creativity comes when there's no stress. When there's no stress, when there is stress, creativity shies away. Do you see what I mean? But when there's no stress, creativity will come. And the best way to take away stress is to give the artisan all the necessary tools required to do the job. To do the job. To do the job. Growing up in England, get this, I've seen everything there is to see. Everyone's taken care of. There's a shop just for ginger people. Ginger World. Why? Ginger people were persecuted and have been persecuted and are still persecuted for being ginger. I had a brethren called Ginger. Listen, people used to bully him just because he was ginger. I'm telling you. So eventually, they gained their rights. Now, even brunettes want to be ginger now. always stealing what doesn't belong to them. You understand what I'm saying? Like that. But get this. Who's fighting for left-handed people? No one. I'm telling you, this organization will bring cases against organizations, for example, schools, who discriminate against students for being left-handed, to highlight the issue, and will take it serious. And because it's an organization that raises money and actually works and raises funds, they will have the money to pursue the cases in court. Organizations that refuse roles to individuals based on insufficient evidence that left-handed people are less, or that do less, or that are less incapable, or whatever. People should be who they are and should be accepted as so. We are told to accept transsexuals. We are told to accept homosexuals. We are told to accept pansexuals. We are told to accept angels and demons. We are told to accept things we don't even see. But this is one, not only do we see that humanity, a portion of humanity, is suffering for. If you were born without one arm, no one is going to listen. If the kid was born and the kid is like, they want left-handed people to be born without a right hand for them to accept that's how God made him or her. But as long as they come with two hands, then God had a glitch. But if they came without the right hand, then that's it, innit? That's all they can give you with and take from you with and eat with. Why are you seeking punishment for someone just because of the way they're wired? This organization is there to break a taboo. Like I said, I don't invent, or I do not come up with ideas, or I do not do anything for profit. My inspiration comes from the core of humanity. And each time, everything I come up with, I make sure that it benefits humanity. How does Ghana and Africa stand to benefit from killing this taboo and experiencing? Because get this, white people don't have that many left-handed people. And if you didn't know, you can do the statistics and you will see it's true. I've lived in England all my teenage and adult life, and I only know so many left-handed people who are white. But all my life that I've known black people, I know so many of them. And in England, they're allowed to be themselves. But in their Ghanaian houses and Nigerian houses, it's beaten out of them. But get this, one thing I did notice about the left-handed white people is that they're very artistic. And when they do get down to getting down to something, they're very precise. They're very sharp when they're cutting edges. And they do everything faster. And get this, the more they allow to freely flow on their natural side, the better they get. I've noticed that. But because of taboo and tradition, and for some reason, it could be a scary reason. Listen, let's say Hitler was a left-handed person. Does that mean that every left-handed person is Hitler? But I believe Hitler wasn't a left-handed person. Hitler was a right-handed person. So does that mean we should be, switching now? Because get this, we're looking for the best side of humanity. Is the best side of humanity left or right? Or is it both, but just down to the individual's heart? Because if it's down to left or right, then get this, I believe Obama was left-handed. Bush right-handed. Gaddafi right-handed. How many right? You understand what I'm saying? Good and bad. Right. How many lefties do we know? Do you see what I mean? But get this. The point is, right now, as the matter stands, gifted to the right, it's not a business for profiteering reasons. It's a business that is necessary to break a taboo, to allow innovation, inspiration, and mastery to flourish in Africa, to allow the African mind to be open, to be. They say, I am that I am. He said, I am not in this world to live up to your expectation, and neither are you here to live up to mine. Do you see what I mean? So what is your expectation? If you're right-handed, your expectation is somehow your destiny lives within your wiring, right-handed. If I'm left-handed, that means that somehow my destiny lives within my left-handed wireness. And if I'm both, then that's how it is. But I am not in this world to live within your expectations. And your expectation is that I receive with my right hand instead of me. But whilst I'm receiving with my right hand, can I request you receive with your left hand? Because it takes one who changes to know how to change one. So why don't we do a swap season and see how it feels? So that's how we should think about it. You should try. Listen, when you're right-handed and you're trying to swap people from right hand to left hand, you should try and swap yourself from right hand to left hand and see. Try getting comfortable using your left hand to do everything. That is exactly how the person who's left-handed feels when you enforce it, because it's not a physical option, it's a mental option, a spiritual option, an original, a wiring from the beginning. Do you see what I mean? So you see how uncomfortable you feel, and then you will see the meaning of hell. And when you put people through hell, what do you expect you to go through? You understand what I'm saying? Gifted to the left is not an organization for making money, but it will make money. I never lie. I never lie. When God gifts you, gifts you, and everything He gives you, it will gift you back. But everything He gives you will help humanity. So, gifted to the left. I'm going to obviously set up the website, and I'm also going to set up the letters and sponsorship letters. I'm going to attach two oral, because get this, I'm a can. We're oralists. It means we speak what we're meant to write. We speak it in oral form. So I'm going to attach two. If you take your time and if you listen and if you can hear my plea and if you want to support, because that's why you've gone into business. Listen, in England, there are shops called Left Hand's Paradise. A shop where left-handed people can go, and every tool that's found in that place will be just the right tool for a left-handed person. And like I point out, they don't have that many left-handed people. The market is actually here. But the market is not here because there's customers here. It's here to break taboos. It's here to open innovation, creativity. It's here to open up the field of art. It's here to create and break down barriers. Isn't that what we're all about? Breaking down barriers. Every business we do should break down barriers. bring us closer together, help us to release our potentials. Well, this is it. Prophets will go into building art centers and places for training, for specifically for left-handed people, through my son's organization, Franklin and Friends. Training for tilers, left-handed tilers. There are tools for left-handed tilers. We get specialists in to come and train you guys, give you specialist film, because we're promoting a new. Listen, you're going to see creativity within the left-handed people. That's when you're going to see master tilers, master this, master that. It says, give a man a fish and he will feed himself and possibly his family for a day, but give him a net. The net is a representation of give the person the right tools. Give the person the right tools to help release the person's potential to feed his family, himself, his community, his society, his nation, and possibly touch the world. My dad told me, he said, think big. And I said, Dad, I'm thinking big. And he said, oh, shut up, you're too weak. And I nearly cried. I love you. Gifted to the right. You see me, get this. Oh yeah, I told you a quick story. Gifted to the left, sorry. I told you a quick story. When I was in school at St. Thomas the Apostle, Peckham, Nunhead, in English, I was a bit naughty in school, but all it is, I couldn't sit down and pay attention for too long. Boring. And my teacher, Mrs. Utton, a white woman, she hated me. She hated me. I was the epiphany of the type of African kid she didn't like. So get this. One day, every day I hated going to class. Every day I hated it. But one day she gave us an assignment. And you see this assignment, it made me love English. This is the only assignment that I decided, that I was going to do. So get this. I think we had about 2-3 weeks to hand the assignment in. And the assignment was very simple. Write a horror story. Write a horror story. And they gave us, I think, so many words to use. And I thought, oh, this is good. I can bring out some of the horror stories in my head, finally, because I've been asked to write it. But get this, there's so many horror stories in my head that it takes me days and days and days and days and days to think of one. But then by the time I finally think of one, it was almost too late. It was the night before the hand-in date. So get this, in my room is my sister's drawer, dressing drawer. That's where I normally do my homework. I've gone and sat there, I've got my paper out, everything out, pen out, everything. Now I have to think of a story. But there's so many stories running through my head. Next thing I know, get this, I wake up, it's time for school, and get this, the paper, there's no paper, there's nothing in front of me, and I've been sleeping on the desk. And I am hurting myself because this is the one assignment I wanted to do, and I realized that I haven't done it, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm fucked, because the one assignment I genuinely wanted to do, I didn't do. And the teacher is just going to have more proof. But get this, I don't want my parents to know, so I start getting ready and everything. Whilst I was doing my bed, get this, whilst I was doing my bed, I lifted my pillow only to find, get this, only to find neatly arranged under my pillow some a few sheets, and on the sheets were written a lot. So I had written the story, but get this, I'm trying to read the story and I couldn't. It didn't make sense. So I went to I went to sit at the desk and I'm looking at the pages and I could see letters, so alphabets, W-A-Y. I could see all these alphabets, but I couldn't make sense of what I'd written. So I've got a paper on the desk and I'm looking at it, and somehow I looked in the mirror and I realized, hold on, I can read it, but from the mirror. It was at that moment I noticed I had written my story backwards. I had actually written pages and pages and pages of a legible story, but somehow I had written it backwards. Listen, it excited me so much because get this, I thought I was going to impress Miss Utton. First I'm going to give it to her. First she's going to be confused. And then I'm going to tell her, Miss Utton, because she normally has a nice bag with her, which has a mirror in it. And when we're all busy with our heads down, she will normally get the mirror out and look at her face and put her makeup on. She normally has really red lipstick on, really juicy red lipstick. And she'll normally polish it up nicely and powder it up nicely with her mirror. So I thought, get this, confusion and then to amaze. Say, Miss, please, can you get your mirror out and I'll show you how to read it. And then that will add an element of horror to my story. You see, when Miss took it and I'm waiting for the confusion on her face so that I can move on to the next step, she scrunched it together and she said, what's this? As she was scrunching it, and she chucked it. And she went, I knew you wouldn't do it. Just go and sit down. That was it, the tension. I was so gutted. That was it. I never wrote a piece for English ever again. Ever again. That was the first time. That was the first time. And even that scared me. Because I don't know how. And I don't, listen, the story was a story, I later then wrote the story properly. It was a story called Bongoloid Street. Basically, someone buys a house, it later turns out the house is sat on an ancient burial ground and bullshit happens. Do you see what I mean? But we have to encourage even that which we don't know. We shouldn't fear anything. Do you see what I mean? But there's a reason why people fear. Some of my best friends have been left-handed. Some of my most wickedest friends have also been left-handed. But everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves. And when we look at how many people are right-handed and they do bad, you get me? The other day I was telling a friend about the palms on our hands. And I said, listen, some of us here, we all reflect double. We all reflect double. But in many, many ways. And I said, you see, when you look at the palm of your hand, amamrotiasie. Apamotiasie. Amamre yen hyehyeye bi aye nananom hyehyɛ to ho. Niema omuhu se omuye na si omuye. Omuye na ansi omuye. Niema omuhu se woye ne se a ebesi uye. Woye ne se nso a ensi uye. Enti enne ye be kasa about adie bi a ye nananom omutu ne din. Na adie no de ene edin no ene ye be kasa. Enti amamre a omukyekere to ho about adie no. Okay. Ye be kasa about salt. Obroni be frɛ no salt. Ewo twi mu akan Ghana ye be frɛ no enchene. Yeah, enchene. Okay. Me pesa muntie amamre ni ye. Because minim say ye this wa e be si yen ye. Minim say ye this nso a ensi yen ye. Ye nananom omu say your friend enchine. Obroni say your friend salt. Obroni no nenhwehwe yemu no about salt no de odiko see ni. Wo hu sa salt eye ade bia germs intimate na so virus intimate na so empe kra proye intimate na so se once nampo ebe wo ye friend say ne obeto ne eggs egu ade a ewo nchini mu a ana nchini ati mu a once na nkosua no ebe wu abrofo no ehu saa about nchini about salt enti dan na ye nananom amamre ase omo hihye to ho a omo nso omo be ka kire about nchini. First na me ka kire omo kasa no a phonetic language. Phonetic patch say a behave just like a text message, predictive messaging a behave no. Utimi cheche words no. Na wa ntiase no ete words na obenya no. Omo ama one word enchene. But how many words are a womb? Now if you translate each word separately together an ebema sentence, the translation of the sentence most of the time no yena nanom edentiasie bi related to ade no chese omo ma clue cause kai ye ni dictionary it is a broni no ba yen here enti omo frɛ no enchene. Okay show enna me ka kire no me say what is life is but 4 things. When these 4 things are connected to a tip, you have life. Everything you do whilst you have life is not life, it's the act of life. Enti no de me pa kire ni enkwa den na ye enkwa 4 things. Enema 4 no nsuo air asase earth any area o kanema we bomu a wo nkwa. Now the obeye after say wo nkwa no ni nyina ye nkwa ade enema anka untimi nye nka oni nkwa so watmase enu no yena nanom amamra ase omache nkwa mu into 4 things omo so omaye saa omo se enema ayen omo nananom yemfre saa nema no as nkwa no omo se saa nema na enu nie number 1 eduani se eduani baso obegu plate so a na obe feed you na obekamo eduane. But before say all about plate no so na all living a life e won room o ye de oye no oye eduani intina eduani. Next one bibi ni black man. Next one bro ni white man. Next one aboa no ni wamfa ni anka aboa ho. And I make an Bible na pamompo kire say obo nipa to send seso ba wambo aboa to send seso. And ntini ye nananom so omso amamamre na to kire the same. Obo nipa eduani bro ni bibini to send seso ba wambo aboa to send seso. Because oye aboa bibia owaha so obeboa yen. A helper, Santa's little helper, Adwoa. So okay. Enu ntino enema omo wo nkwa omo de asase eka nsuo ho emframa ho ene ewia ho saa nema na wo nkwa saa nema ne ye eduani broni bibini ene aboa Bible no fresa all the way aba ABBA Abba Father, the creator of everything. ABBA, Adriani, Broni, Bibini, and Adwoa. aba father. So on the maker no. Okay, nti hwe. Yena nanom omuhu bibi scientifically. Omuhu se so omu fa nam from point A na so omu de ko point B a baby omu ko di ni na pro. Omuhu se pro ye no a virus yare because a pro yentimi ndibiem. That's basically the meaning of virus. Virus na sechra no ade a esay ade. Enti na ade te say but sa ade no nko abeka ho a e change se na esiti no to something a emboa. So on the maker no virus na no. Yena nanom hu sa no. Eno mu hu say ade we salt. Se wo de to ade sa so a for example wo koche fish. Na se wo de fish no if we salty water more omu say emprontem enti so the more salt egu ho a emprokra aboa bia mpo besisu no de ne eggs ni mpo gusu a eggs ni bewu udi mpo a enya ohwe but omu nim say salt no although say e good for you because so udi bi na enu so ko mu a enu so ye the same thing the kuniema no help to deneutralize obroni beka ebe weaken mboano. The same thing here on the outside, here on the inside. But offer too much on the inside enya ma. Enti ena nanom omode ye kobi, omode ye momone, omode ye bakpo, omode ye sa nema ni nyina no. Omo katwa so say before say ye bedi no. Ese say ye den ye hohoro ho. Na ye noa ye yi salt ni be free on as much as we can. So on the maker no. But omu say salt na enye bad. Ena omu hu say hold on. Ade we emma tie. Emma your friend say enema basa basa. Enchinam. Enchino. Tie bi mu enche no. Enu nti no wo de salt wo de gu enam so a enam no ebe stay fresh, very salty but ebe stay fresh. Empro obetimi de free tamale e de aba akra obetimi de travel for 3 months ubenya namawe be so wo na no ansa wanya ne saa ende de enye bia ebetima ache no anu nti no as a clue to the enchine ye no omo say enchini because all the time no ubedi enti eyene eti say eduane ubedi a eyene ba unyendi a eduani broni bibini aboa anu nti no enchine ade we emma nkwasiasem enchine enchini. It protects you from viruses. It protects you from viruses. Enchini enchine. So say my men come your idea in intro. No I down for your tailor. No tailors me answer. Me pese me fan two many. Say me pese yen create a series of face masks and gloves because tie on yen ya yen crofo a ya chia so betcha your friend human contact your energy so udo bi na so ni nipa kro no momfa mo ho nka mo energy no e be drift apart. Human contact is very needed. Where so tiase say times e wo mu yi hard times. Corona enye joke but a virus but whatever it is no ain't mean survive on enchine emma enchini ade we emma corona enche ni enchini enchine enu nti no me ne madamfo ya tena sende ena ye design face mask but face mask no yeah enye ordinary face mask first layer ebo yeah normal face mask but inside that no ye pese ye ntwa de madamfo no ye tailor no friend lining or see yenye na natural yen to cotton one yeah and I me suggest here say me pese nke yenye ne sa na nka yen fa lining no ye yam your friend is saying enchini to very fine paste yeah to a very fine pasty consistency okay it is a powdery okay now face mask no it has two faces ubie mu a now what did this face mask na enchine lace no yeah enchine no ye dia shemedo and ya ayon afaso enti a block till you've got a shield of enchine protecting your mouth and your nose but me the block a shade chese enchine no embo hunimu but all this my directed in frama yeah nicely said befim but enchine no is to stop say anything e be drew ho okay at the quantity I no flap no because a good idea yeah say ubet